Alright everybody, it's Drave Bullshit Corner. Welcome to today's video. This is the disassembly of the transfer case. I'm going to go about taking it apart and giving you my step-by-step as I do it, and my problems and issues that I have while taking it apart. Anyways, let's quit fucking around wasting your time. Let's get to work. So some of the first things we got to do before we split the case is we got to take this yoke off the back, and they say it's 1 1/8. So I'm going to spray some PB Blaster on that, let it sit. And then what I did is over here, the slinger they call it, we got to pull it off. And a lot of times when you pull it off, you damage it, and there's a special puller you can get for it. But I'm going to try the method where I put some wire through and I fed the wire through here, and I'm going to use my puller here. Hopefully I can pull the slinger off. If I damage it, it's not going to bother me any because it's not going back on. Neither is this section going back on, because I got a slip yoke eliminator to go on. So let's spray that down with PB Blaster and let's start ripping that apart. Packed in the lowest setting. Now, if you were going to reuse this part and the shaft, you don't want to use the methods I did by grinding it off, because you will damage the shaft. But this is going bye-bye, so I don't really give a fuck. So it's time to get real. Smash the fucking shit out of it, teach a lesson. I have no fucking patience for shit that doesn't go the way I want it to. So now let's get that fucking seal off. Now, next step is to remove this seal. I'm going to use like a chiseler or something, try to get around it to punch that lip out of that seal, then get it off. Once you get a little bit of a lip going, start tapping it up, and that seal's just gonna come off. We got a couple things to remove now. We got a snap ring where the bearing is. Gonna pop that out, and there's also like a little snap ring thing around where the shaft is. Gonna yank that out too. Alright, let's see if we get this fucking nut off this yoke. Nothing else seems to be going right. Wow, I'm pretty surprised that came off. And that slid off pretty easy. Holy shit, something's fucking wrong here. World's gonna end. Trying to get that output shaft snap ring out was a fucking pain in the ass. I just pried it up anyways. I'm gonna get it off before it falls back in, because I'm gonna get fucking angry. These are easy to go on, but not so easy to get off unless you have like the proper pliers. That's something I don't have, and I should probably invest in one, because using these just don't grip all that well. Okay, now you want to make sure your transfer case is in a neutral position by spinning this. And once that is done, you want to remove this shifter linkage. Okay, I'm going to pull the sensor off. Now that's your speedo gear. Put all this into a bag. The next step is I'm going to remove all the bolts for this housing, and I'm going to pull that off. Okay, I need to get a rubber mallet or something and tap the top of that. I need to break that seal. Or maybe not. Alright, guess I'll do this the hard way. This cocksucker just doesn't want to fucking split. Oh, it's coming. It's coming now. There we go. On the bottom of this, there's a pickup tube that goes in the bottom. And you just stick a screwdriver in there and gently push it down, and this piece comes out. We now need to remove all the bolts from the outside of the transfer case. Now this is important. In the transfer case, in certain sections, there's these little holes here in your pry areas only to help bust it free. So here's the top part of the transfer case here, and there's your magnet. I mean, for almost 300,000 kilometers, there's like no metal filings on that at all. No metal filings. Okay, let's pull this fucking chain off. Put that aside. We'll measure how much the chain is stretched in a bit. This piece here just pulls out. Gonna have to strip that motherfucker down. The shifter fork should just pull out. Just like that. Okay, I stand corrected. This is the shifter fork. That's the mode fork according to the instructions. Now I'm going to remove this part here. But I'm going to have to pull this bolt off the bottom and remove all that shit there. And I can get this piece out. Alright, let's pull that off. That's how that's attached. We're going to throw that in the bag. Okay, that part there just came out. I got the little screw piece out down there, so this here should just pull out. Hold on. Now I'm going to use a brass hammer to tap this out because the brass hammer is not going to damage it. You just want to very lightly tap it. And then that part's out. And then there's an O-ring and a little plastic ring in there. We're going to throw those in a bag. Our next step is to remove all of those. Then there's a pry tab right here. You dirty cocksucker. I don't have the proper snap rings, but I was gonna make do with that. I'm gonna stick a screwdriver in it to spread it. Once you get it enough to lift the corner, just keep working it around and spread it to get that ring off. What's holding me back now is I don't have the proper snap ring plier for that one, so I'm gonna go see if I can track one down and come back so I can finish this job properly. Because I have another one on the shaft over there and I don't want to fuck these up. So let's go see if I can find a snap ring plier for those. So I just got the Planetary gear out and one of these little bastards right here, and you need one of these special type of pliers, like a lock ring plier with flat edges, so you can kind of get in there and spread that bitch apart. So that part is done. Anyways, it's beer time. I'm going to leave my video on that, on disassembly of the transfer case. The next set of the video is going to be assembly of the transfer case. I'm going to break it up to 2 videos, maybe even possibly 3, depending how things go. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.